Welcome to Spacecraft Guide, the channel that goes over the most iconic spacecraft in the world. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we are going to continue showing you how the space shuttle flies in outer space and how you control it. And also at the end, we're going to show you how you could win your chance to get your name associated with a time capsule that's going to the surface of the moon. So for this issue, though, we are going to continue to work on the reaction control system, and we are going to go into an indicator up here on the forward reaction control panel right up here, and we are going to focus on the forward helium talkback. And when you click on it, it takes you to the forward reaction control system helium talkback, which is right here and right here. Now, what these talkbacks do is they show open or closed. You can see open here. These valves are open. When the pair of valves is open or closed and barber open or closed and barber pulled, and remember that is aligned, it's white with a gray or black line that goes down this way, and that is to indicate that the valves are in transit, or one valve is open and the other valve is closed, or some microswitch failures. So this is going to indicate that, hey, you did open up a forward helium RCS helium switch, which is right below here. Here you can see we have the helium for the oxidizer coming in this way and here, and then the helium for the fuel coming this way and this way. And then if that valve is open, then you can see the line that it comes down from the switch. So what the switch is open here, because that's indicating the talkback is indicating open. The switch is in the open. If it was in closed, of course, this would be CL. But if the valve was in transit, like if it's moving or is stuck or there's a problem, then this would be the barber pole. And when both valves, helium fuel and helium oxidizers are open, the talkback indicates open. When both valves are closed, the talkback is closed. If one valve is open, the other is closed, the talkback indicates a barber pole. So you might be able to you might get some of the pressure coming here from the helium or helium oxidizer or fuel oxidizer, but one of them is not working. You don't know which one until you start looking at the pressures. So that is what we're talking about here. So that's all for this week for those people on YouTube. If you join my Patreon, we're going to go into the schematics. If you join the paying side, we're going to go deeper into this talkback and how it works the way it does. So if you are a subscriber to my Patreon page, which is free, which means it doesn't cost anything, and you click on schematic, the book Flying the Space Shuttle, A Pilot's Guide to Orbital Flight, Digital Autopilots, and Spacecraft Navigation. Now, this book is actually, the text itself has been sent into outer space as part of a documented test of electronic information integrity in the space environment. And this is the original source manuscript whose text was intentionally selected, prepared, and transported beyond Earth's atmosphere as part of a documented spaceflight data integrity experiment. So you can actually check out this book here and see it. You can read a sample. If you come down here, read a sample. This will be what you see. So you can actually go through. What I have in here is the first chapter, and it is going to explain
what the instruments are on the space shuttle and tell you what each component is. Now, the first chapter goes over very quick summary of what the instrument is. If you go into the book further, you can see on the chapters here that you go into the parts, the aerometers, the rate indicator, all of that you will be able to look at in the book. But right up to here, you get to display on, or you get to view on the Amazon site, and the text that we put onto the spacecraft and launch goes all the way down to chapter 4. That's as much information as I could squeeze into my space that I was allowed to into the satellite or into the rocket that went into outer space. And this is my certificate that tells it that it went into flight. Now, on October 27th is when I loaded it onto the rocket, and it went up into space later in November. And one of the great things down here is if you scan it with your computer, you can see the text that was actually sent into outer space, and it'll be in identical to the book, except there might, or there is in the text, it says test flying. It's my first book in space, test flying the space shuttle. Now, the reason I did that is to document. So, to the author's knowledge, this marks the first publicly documented case in which the original manuscript of an Amazon Kindle ebook served as the primary text source for a recorded outer space transportation prior to its publication. Well, this was the source document, so this is before the publication of the next book that I'll have out. This is the original source document. And again, right here, if you click on Read a Sample, you can actually look and see the contents of the book even before you buy it. And it goes over Chapter 1, the primary flight display, which is basically an overview of what the astronauts see when they're flying the shuttle. And it's pretty similar to what they fly on SpaceX or the Artemis rocket that goes into outer space that is going to go to the moon coming up in February of 2026. So if you want to see that, you can come down here, or you can see and read about those instruments here.